What is up, guys? The Gamer Bandit here, and I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about an event that happened not too long ago, an event that was very special for me growing up, and we have of course talking about E3 2021. Now, this year's E3 was very different from previous years due to the COVID-19 virus that halted all events around the world. For me growing up, E3 was one of the highlights of my year. It was basically a gaming festival for video game lovers such as myself, and seeing tens of thousands of people packed in a large building chatting, debating, and playing video games was always fun to see, and I hope next year they're able to host an event in Los Angeles again. But even after taking a year off in 2020 to decide the future of the expo, it still feels like something was missing. But I'm not gonna delve into why E3 felt like a former shell of itself, but I'm here to look at the positives and discuss my 5 things that I most enjoyed seeing this year, plus a few honorable mentions. And I know the thing I picked as number 1 is going to surprise a lot of people. It kind of even surprised me. But yeah, let's get right into it. Let's start with number 5. And that is Atomic Hearts. Now, Atomic Hearts is a open world action RPG which happens to be a first person shooter, and according to the Steam page, the game takes place in an alternate universe during the height of the Soviet Union. And this game was shown during the Xbox showcase, and if I could sum up what I saw in this trailer in just a few words, it would be what the hell, because this game looks absolutely insane. It looks like they took a bit of Metro Exodus and mashed it with a bit of Bioshock, and then threw a bit of horror in there as well. I'm really liking the design of this game, from the weapons to the enemies to the environments. It also helps that the graphics look fantastic as well. Even though it was shown at the Xbox showcase, this game will be released on PlayStation as well. There is no release date yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Alright, let's move on to number 4, and now this one may be a bit controversial, but I don't really care. The game looked pretty alright to me, and I'm talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be made by Eidos Montreal. I think the same people that made the Deus Ex games back in the day. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is a single-player, third-person adventure game. I've seen people already saying negative stuff about the game, and I think it has to do with Square Enix shoving it down our throats for 20 minutes during the start of their conference. But overall, the game looks good. I've seen people commenting on the character designs as well, specifically Star-Lord. But I don't really mind the character designs. It kind of looks like they took their designs from the movies and the comics and then made something right in the middle. From the gameplay they showed off, I can see that there's definitely some fun to be had with this game. How much fun, you may ask? I don't know, but who doesn't want to play as Star-Lord leading the Guardians of the Galaxy on intergalactic missions? But I'm still going to be skeptical of this game because of what Square Enix did with the Avengers IP. I really wish that another developer got the rights to these IPs, but I'm just hoping that something good will come out of this. And I do have a feeling that this game will be on the shorter side, but I hope it's kind of like a decently sized game. And hopefully this game won't be filled with microtransactions for stupid stuff like different suit colors and stuff like that when it launches on October 26th, 2021. Now let's get on with number 3, and this one really shouldn't even be on the list, but I just love this game way too much not to mention it. Now, this announcement was the biggest letdown of E3 for me, but hey, we still got something, I guess. For number 3, I picked a black screen with 2 sentences. Yes, I picked the announcement for Resident Evil Village DLC. Now, when I watched the Capcom showcase, I was more than excited to hear that they started working on DLC, but I was quickly let down that all we got was a goddamn black screen with 2 sentences. By popular demand, development has just started on additional DLC. Let's go. More info later. How much later though? Like,
thank you, Kondo-san,
the show,
for
you're
that
gonna show us later in the show,
wonderful
right?
update. Next up,
Nope.
I do still kind of feel like we got kind of swindled into believing that they're gonna show something for the DLC, but even though we're gonna have to wait a little while longer for them to drop any more details pertaining to the DLC for Village, it is still fun to speculate what could happen. And if you guys haven't seen my previous video on the DLC theories, go make sure to check that out. And if you have paid attention to my channel in the past couple of months, you would see that I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I'll always be hyped for anything Capcom releases. Now we are moving on to number 2. And it finally seems like Microsoft and 343 Studios are doing something good with the Halo IP, and this move could propel Halo back to its former glory as one of the top shooters in the gaming industry. And 2021 could be the year of Halo, since all the heavy hitters like God of War 2, Horizon 2 Forbidden West, and Breath of the Wild 2 don't release until 2022. And what I saw from the 2-minute trailer, goddamn, that's a lot of twos. But what I saw from the 2-minute trailer for the free-to-play multiplayer was already better than everything that EA has shown off for Battlefield 2042. And granted, Battlefield is a full-price multiplayer game that is going to be filled with monetization spanning from battle passes to player skins and different weapon colors. Halo will have microtransactions as well, but will be free to play, so I wouldn't mind spending $10 for a battle pass or like $5 for a really good skin that I want. And Microsoft has said that the battle passes in this Halo multiplayer do not expire like they do in other games. So if you buy a pass, you'll be able to unlock everything no matter how long it takes you to get it. And this is set to release alongside Halo Infinite during the holiday 2021 season, and I'm definitely going to be playing this one with the boys. And now for the honorable mentions, and the first honorable mention is Sea of Thieves, the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion thing, DLC, whatever it is. I've actually always wanted to give Sea of Thieves a try, and now I actually have a reason to, so I might, because they added my guy Captain Jack Sparrow, which seems to be such a perfect fit for this type of game. And the best part about this is that it's completely free. And now the second honorable mention goes to Riders Republic. This was one of the highlights of Ubisoft Showcase, and I'm really digging the different varieties of transportation that are accessible in this game, like wingsuits, snowboarding, skiing, and mountain biking. The gameplay looked really fun, and the best part for me is that you can play with your friends online. Now this one was just a complete blindside, and I was not expecting this, and that is Avatar: The Frontiers of Pandora. And now they saved this game for last, which it bamboozled me and others into thinking that it was Splinter Cell, because they saved this for last. And I was thinking, oh, they're saving Splinter Cell for last, and the trailer started in a jungle environment. So yeah, I thought it was Splinter Cell, but then the blue people showed up and I was like, oh, Avatar, okay, alright. But yeah, I don't really have too much other to say about it, other than I'm looking forward to it, and I'm still waiting on news about that Star Wars game that Ubisoft is developing. Now for the final honorable mention, I already have the special edition Steelbook pre-ordered for this game, as well as the amiibo, and that game is Metroid Dread. The gameplay that Nintendo showed during the Treehouse event after their Nintendo Direct really sold me on the game, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it when it releases October 8th this year, 2021. Now it's time for number 1! Now this is probably gonna surprise a lot of you, but for my number 1 pick, I choose The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I'm just kidding, I haven't even played the first one yet, so I don't really give a shit about Breath of the Wild 2. It does look really cool though with the time reversing ability that they showed off in the trailer. But my true number 1 pick is Far Cry 6, but most importantly, the Far Cry 6 Season Pass. Now, other game companies, take note, because this is how you properly market a Season Pass. This is the first Season Pass since Resident Evil 7 that actually has me so hyped that I actually might buy the edition that includes the pass. Far Cry 6 just looks so gorgeous, and I know when I pop the disc into my PS5, I'm just gonna have a great time just staring at the visuals in 4K Ultra HD. And this game has everything a Far Cry fan could ask for. A fantastic looking villain who I have a feeling will be better than most of the other bad guys in the Far Cry series, as well as a great cast of supporting characters and companions. But the main reason I put this on my E3 list though is because of the Season Pass. Now this just blew my mind when they announced this. I've always wanted a game where I get to play as Voss, and I'm finally getting that chance. And better yet, we get to play as the characters from Far Cry's Rogues Gallery, such as Pagan Min and Joseph Seed. And that's not even the end of it. They're also including Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon Remastered in the Season Pass as well. So that was my number one pick for the best thing that I saw at this year's E3. And, you know, looking back at E3 2021, I do still think it was a bit lackluster. You know, you did have a lot of announcements from Xbox and a fair amount from Nintendo, but I still feel it was a bit lackluster with the announcements because, you know, a season pass was the one thing that caught my attention the most. But, you know, I just hope next year that they have better announcements, better trailers, better games to show off, maybe some more gameplay. But yeah, that was my list for my favorite things that were unveiled at E3 2021. This year's E3 didn't really make up for not having a show last year, and I didn't really have as much fun as the previous years, but it was still good overall. But now I'm just waiting to see what Sony has in store for their state of play in the next coming weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I also have an outro now. So let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sayonara.